Do you want to know how to overcome your fear of missing out? The mofo. So, what is really important to know about this and how can you overcome it? So, fear of missing out, first and foremost, tip number one is stop comparing yourself, right? Because when we come from a place of missing out, right, that means like compared to what, right? Like what are we missing out on, right? What are other people doing? Which of course is like you're focusing on other people, right? You're comparing yourself. And you're also kind of like really missing the boat and seeing where you're really at and where then in comparison actually other women, maybe other single women are not, right? So here's like a really good example for that, right? So let's say you feel like, oh gosh, like I'm really missing out, right? Like I never have a long-term. So for example, I'm just going to go personally, right? I never had a long-term relationship, right? Like my longest experience was 2.5 months with a guy that I saw like on the weekend. So I had like maybe what was like 6-8 dates, something like that. And so saw all my girlfriends moving in with their partners, getting married, right? Like all this stuff, right? So I'm just like constantly like I'm missing out, right? I'm missing out, right? And like really dismissing the fact that I got trained with Reiki, with other spiritual principles, right? Learning to meditate when I was 12 years old, right? I went to the US by myself when I was 21. So really getting outside of my comfort zone, which by the way, all my other girlfriends were not, right? And just really seeing, okay, look, there's like different, which actually leads me to tip number 2, understanding that you feel like you're missing out in dating, but you don't see that it actually balances out. Now, what do I mean by that? So we're growing on many different levels, right? We're growing on a mental level, on a spiritual level, a physical level, and so on and so forth, right? So hey, so maybe you're really growing on a physical level. You know, maybe you're like top in shape, your health is amazing, right? Or maybe you're really growing in a career level, right? You're really like having a fantastic career, the dream career, like, you know, you feel so fulfilled, or so on and so forth. Or maybe you have amazing friends, right, that you can always lean on, that like, you know, maybe somebody else who has like their dating life in order doesn't have, right? So we're always like at a certain stage. And I'm not saying you can't have it all, because I actually do believe we can have it all. But to understand, like one thing my Reverend Michael Beckwith always used to say, if he would take all the problems that we human beings have and he would just like put them all on the pier of Santa Monica, which never mind that would never fit on there, right? He really guesses that we would pick our same problem again, because we're so familiar with it. And we're also seeing what we already have in place, you know, what is actually already working in our life. And look who laughs now, right? Like I'm married now 5 years, and I got to also enjoy being healthy and having a wonderful spiritual journey as well. And just a lot of different pieces, right, that came in place for me, but in a very conscious level versus going like on default by that, right? And tip number 3 that helps you to overcome the fear of missing out is really understanding that, hey, so if you miss out, that you can't really miss out on what is meant for you, right? So some of you might know or not know, but I'm being certified in human design. And human design focuses also a lot on what should you respond to, what should you not respond to, okay? And that is really important to know, because like there might be so many opportunities that are actually not really meant for you. They're not really helping you, but you feel like you're missing out, right? But actually versus you like leaning back, right? And actually waiting for the right opportunity for you to come in. And how do I know that's the right opportunity for you? It is then also in the flow, and you will not miss out, but you can't miss it, okay? So those are my 3 tips on how to overcome your fear of missing out. So if you're like, gosh, Antia, this is really a lot. I compare myself all the time. I don't know how to stop that. I feel like I'm so behind, right? I should be further ahead, and so on and so forth. I invite you to come on a Magnetize The Man clarity call with me, where we get crystal clear on what it is for you that's getting in the way. What's the internal dialogue? How were you raised? What's your cellular memory, right? And so on and so forth, right? Really looking at context versus content, right? When is this fear coming up for you? Okay. So we're looking at all of that. So hop on over to magnetizetheman.com and grab your slot as long as they last. Trust me, girlfriend, you are worth it. You can do it. You can have it all. All right. Much love to you, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Mwah!